Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back with another great training with my good friend and business partner, Mr. Justin Silverio. How are you, dude?
Awesome, man. How you doing?
Good. So listen, this is the wrap-up of part 4 of systemizing and organizing your direct-to-seller process. And if you haven't been with us this whole time, sorry, my mic's way far away, so that might have been kind of awkward. But if you haven't been with us this whole time, at the end of the day, Justin and I have been showing putting a system together with your leads, meaning the lists you do, how you organize your list, where you put your list, how you're removing your list, making sure your mail is being sent, making sure you're not getting a ton of return mail, making sure that the address is deliverable, and everything in between, skip tracing, you name it. We are showing you how to organize and systemize it, and it's been incredible. I've gotten a lot of incredible feedback. Over 50 of you, at this moment in time, have given us feedback and jumped in to open letter marketing. Go to justinsdirectmail.com, justinsdirectmail.com, and it is the InvestorHub, and the plan is Jcolby for the plan. But again, as I will do my thing, I will hand this over to you for part 4 of this systemizing your direct to seller marketing to you, Jay, and I'll let you take it away.
All right, good stuff, man. So before we jump off to, just remind me if I forget to just show people how to access OLM deal flow once they go through your portal, so we can just show them how to get there.
100%.
That's one thing I definitely want to go through. So just to recap, the last 3 days, we talked about a lot of different stuff. So again, if you haven't listened to the prior recordings, go back, because we take a little bit of nuggets from the system and go through all the different flows and how everything works. But this is a lead and marketing management system. And the intent is to create a process and create a system that's going to take you from list creation through marketing execution for everything that you have. So instead of managing lead lists and Excel files and having everything unorganized and figuring out where your undeliverables are and removed lists and updating all that stuff, this system does it for you super, super easily. Not only that, I mean, we just launched last week. We have over 60, 70 people already on the system plugging away. So we're getting some really great feedback from people. And one of them just told me, I know this system's really awesome, but hearing some of the feedback from some of my customers are amazing, because one of them is basically saying that this system is going to allow them to attack new prospects that might just show up recently on, a vacant list or a probate list. And because you can stack your lists and leads in here, they're going to be able to identify those that are going on to new lists getting stacked the fastest. So they're going to have a jump start before any of their competition. So they're like over the moon, because they have a huge process built out that they're building out right now to implement InvestorHub to make sure they are ahead of their competition, which is great. I love hearing that stuff. That's exactly what this system is designed for. So,
Yeah.
So today I wanted to go through a little bit more into fulfillment, what the different options that you can do within the system, and then just show importing leads. I mean, importing doesn't sound really all that sexy, but we did spend a lot of time and thought, because we want to make sure that you don't spend a lot of time really dealing with import. So we give you a lot of versatility on how to import, what types of leads you can import. So it just does everything for you.
Right.
So I'm just going to flip my screen over. Here we go. All right, so we are in OLM InvestorHub. Let me push this guy down here. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we are in the leads page right now. I'm going to click over to the import list. So again, this is just where you go to import all of your lead lists. And the one point that I really wanted to show people is, I'll show you how easy it is. So this is a new list. I'm going to go fetch some test data, throw it in here. And now list purpose. So if you want to import just a regular lead list, you would select lead list. And then once you do that, you come in here, you can select from one of the pre-populated lead lists here, or you can create your own. All right, hit tab. Once you do that, if it's the first time you're importing a lead list, this is where we talked about on video 1. It asks you for list quality, and go back to video 1 if you haven't listened to it, because this is extremely important to set yourself up for success, to increase your ROI, and make sure you're really focusing on the leads that are most important for your business. So down here, you can select the quality of this list that you're pulling in. So for pre-foreclosure, some people might identify this as medium or high. Let's just say high. Click on next, right? You're gonna come in here. It's gonna automatically map things for you, so you don't really have to map anything. But for those that are, if anything's missing, right, you can, if they're over here and they didn't map by themselves, you just click and drag. That's really it. Click on next. You're on the final page. You can add tags. You can identify the date that the list was pulled, because when people are starting out with the system especially, you have lists that you pulled maybe a couple of months ago. So we don't want to assume that the lists that you pulled were from today. And the reason why this is important, so if I said that this list is from April 1st, and then right here, update list frequency, let's say that the person wants to refresh this list every 3 months. The system will say, all right, you're importing on April 1. So in July, notify the user, if they haven't imported this list again, that they're going to receive a notification saying, hey, you got to update your pre-foreclosure list, right? Again, we want to make this system so it's easy. You don't have to think about things. You'll get an automatic email notification notifying you that you have to update your pre-foreclosure list. Then you can move on. You can tag or add return address and name if you're sending, this is mostly for direct mail, and your tracking phone number. Okay, import, once it imports, again, the things that it's going to do, it's going to check for absentee owners. It's going to check for vacancies. It's going to check for multiple property owners. It's going to address validate. It's going to dedupe within the list. It's going to dedupe not only in the list, but in the database. It's also going to stack the leads for you. So it does a ton of stuff that a lot of people just can't do right now, or it takes them a lot of time to do. Click on import list and it starts importing for you. The other two things that I just want to show, so that's importing list, right? Most people understand that. But we also have this list purpose for update on deliverables and removal list. So if you have a bunch of leads that you already skip trace to find new addresses, all that you have to do is click on update on deliverables, import the list, and now it's going to change all the mailing addresses that are already in the system, so you don't have to go through manually and find all those new property addresses one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the removal lists. So if you have a huge stack or Excel spreadsheet of do not contacts or sold houses, you can upload that using the removal list. You can select sold houses, import, and then it's going to locate those leads that are already in the system and change their status to sold house and push them into the removed leads bucket. If they are not created in the system, it'll create a new lead and push them over to the removed leads, so that when you refresh a list later on, those leads never come back into your active marketing again. So that's what I just wanted to go over through import. So again, a lot of versatility that we really, thought about, try to think about every single thing. Last thing I just wanted to show is fulfillment. So we went through this a little bit in bits and pieces, but let me just show you one more time. So we can come into, actually, we'll do it through here. A couple different ways to get through fulfillment, but let me show you here. So you have a number of different options, and we're continuously adding new stuff to this to make sure that if people are looking for some specific lead list or direct mail piece or whatever it is, we're adding a lot of new things coming down the pipeline. So that's going to be new coming down. So here we go. So we have direct mail. You can see we have small postcards, large postcards, Google Street View. We have handwritten letters, professional letters, trifold flyers. And, some other systems where you're stuck to you can only do certain letters. There's a lot of different options in here. Like there's a lot of different templates. You can even select what type of envelope, the postage, right? So you have just as much flexibility in here as you do on open letter marketing on the regular website. So people have
Yeah,
been
and guys, if
loving.
you're not using, just as a kind of a plug for your open letter marketing company, this is the direct mail house that will fulfill all of your needs. I mean, they have been doing this for a very long time. Justin is an actual real estate investor. He's not just a mail company. This is why I chose him and he chose me. Is we're in the game, we're doing deals. We really can show you the systemization and what are the best practices, not just like what used to be the best practices or some neat gadget, like quite literally real time. This is the best thing to be doing, right? And so if you aren't using open letter marketing or you're kind of indifferent about your mail house, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to get over and use open letter marketing. Again, the link is justinsdirectmail.com. It gives you total access to open letter marketing, everything you're seeing here. But then the next game changer is when you are someone actively marketing using InvestorHub to manage your lists and allow that automation and systemization to run your business. That is the next phase. That is the next level so that you don't drop the ball along the way.
Yep, absolutely. So we have all those direct mail pieces. We have lead lists in here, right? We have absentee equity, tax liens, vacants. And this is all pulled from like very, very reliable sources. I test everything out before I offer it to people. It's not just like I, just throw it up there and see who places the order. I know the in and outs of where the sources are, how the data is, because I'm testing it in my own real estate investment business. So I want to make sure that I have the best, just like I want my customers to have the best.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a lot of time testing data and where to pull the information from. Phone and email append, update undeliverable addresses. So again, you can skip trace for phone numbers and email addresses by using this. You can update mailing addresses. So if you have a bunch that come back undeliverable, you can send the records right through here, and it'll skip trace for new mailing addresses, and you can start marketing back to them. And then the cool thing is if they are undeliverable, most likely if you've identified them as undeliverable, their status changed to undeliverable. So now they're in the removed leads page.
Mm-hmm.
So I can quickly come over here, check out the status is undeliverable. Search for the records. I have 87 undeliverable records. Select all. Now you have direct access to update undeliverables. Goes right into the product. Click on order. And then all the leads that found new mailing addresses get pushed back into your active leads automatically. And then automatically get pushed back into your marketing activities, your future marketing activities.
One of the biggest things that have saved me money over the years, and really is something that I think is invaluable, is the idea about not wasting money on undeliverable addresses and getting updated data about when that address, maybe that address isn't deliverable, but where that homeowner went and where that homeowner has a deliverable address. It will save you time, money, and wasted energy. I understand the gold is in return mail and you skip trace it, but guess what? Why spend that money? Why not just have a list that you can skip trace and call instead of spending the money direct mail? So this is beyond valuable, beyond valuable.
Yeah, and a lot of people just throw the mail away and continue to mail, right?
That's right.
Waste a lot of money.
Because it's just one more thing that they have to do, right? Oh, fuck. I don't feel like actually like skip tracing it and doing the work. Well, guess what? Now you don't have to. You can just take the list. You can call them right away. You can skip trace and append it right here in the system. Again, Justin, you said it the best at the start. This is not, it's lead management and marketing fulfillment, right? I mean, there's just so much to the system. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And then undeliverables, just like what you were saying, Justin. So where this one is skip tracing for new mailing addresses, even before you send out mail, you can run all of your leads through undeliverable data and it will identify the undeliverables.
That's right.
So I always
priceless.
Yeah, it's great. So you can pull a new list in, run it through here. And the really cool thing that we wanted to make sure is we're not looking to make tons of money off people. We want this to be a smart system, so you're not spending money over and over, because what happens if you uploaded a lead list 2 weeks ago and you already ran all of them through this undeliverable check? We don't want you to have to spend that money again. So you can come back into here and say, okay, I have 3858 leads that I selected, but let's remove the leads that I already scrubbed out, let's say a month ago or 2 months ago. Let me see if I scrubbed any out. I scrubbed, I think, a couple. If I go from, right, one lead that maybe I scrubbed out. So anyways, it will remove, this is a test, this is a test system. So this is, it will remove all those leads for you, so you don't spend the money again on the leads that you already looked for undeliverable. And that goes for all of our products where you're scrubbing, is that we don't want you to spend the money over and over again. You can remove those leads that you previously scrubbed. So that's that one there. Let's scroll down again. Sold home data, right? This is a great one. I get tons of questions from open letter marketing customers saying, how do you scrub sold home data out? And even me being, it pretty easy, considering I still have to go into the MLS. I have to download all the sold data that happened in the last 6 months. Then I have to go into public records for the properties that didn't sell on the market, but that still did sell off market. Download that data, get it into Excel, make sure it's in the right format, then remove duplicate, upload it into my spreadsheet, remove duplicates. And so that all this, it's a pain in the ass. It takes so long. This, you just click the button, you just order it, and it removes all the sold properties.
This is leverage, right? And so a lot of people, when I teach and I train, people are either in the launch mode, they're just getting started, they're in the grow mode, or they're in the scale mode, right? Growth mode, people confuse growth and scale. This is a part of leverage that is in growth mode, where you're not trying to necessarily hire a bunch of people and grow wide. You're just trying to grow your business, right? Yeah. Well, this is where you're actually able to start growing, is because you take out the time that Justin just talked about. I did the same thing. You take out the time and the cost. I could easily have my assistant or my marketing manager do that and take out the list, dedupe it against the other list, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't spend any time, but now I'm paying her $20 an hour. Yeah. It still takes her 2 hours. I just spent $40, or I just simply uploaded it in here, and it's what, 4 cents per record, and it removes 20 records. I mean, it's crazy. So again, this is where people go from launching and just getting a deal, doing whatever it takes, to this is growth mode. This is actually where you're now leveraging systems, tools, and people, but you're doing it smarter. I mean, you don't need to pay my marketing manager makes $20 an hour, right? Like, I don't need to pay her that to do something that this machine does, right? Or
it's true. System. And another user just told me today that their VA that they had a couple months ago, they were paying their VA specifically to do everything that InvestorHub is now doing. And they're like, we don't need her to do anything.
Yeah, anymore. It's obsolete. It's totally obsolete.
Yeah. So it saves them the cost of the employee or the virtual assistant. So, so the last piece is compliance, right? If you're doing cold calling, text messaging, ringless voicemail, anything like that, you have the DNC, you can scrub against DNCs and litigators list. And again, a lot of people ask me, well, are all the people on the litigators list on the DNC list? No, that's not the case. So the national do not call list is what everybody typically knows. They don't want to be called. But the litigators list are the people that might not be on the do not call list because they don't want to be on the do not call list. They want you to call them so they can try to sue you.
That's right.
Right? So these are all potential and known litigators. So I scrub these out for just everyone that I do, because it's really important that you don't get into that messy situation.
Yeah, really messy.
That is all the fulfillment that we have right now. Like I said, we already have in the works other stuff coming down the pipeline, but the goal right now is just to make sure system works well, and then really get the feedback from my users. Like, we're doing our first Zoom call. You can see here the Zoom call. I guess people can copy that link, huh? But we have our first Zoom call tomorrow, and I just want to hear what users are thinking, what they love about the system, any additions, any tweaks, and we are listening. We're changing stuff all the time because we want this to be the best system. And if somebody wants something that a lot of people want, then we're going to add it in.
Yeah.
So one thing before, I just want to show people how to go through. So Justin's, what is it?
Direct mail.
Yep, that's what I thought. So you go through Justin's direct mail. You're going to end up here on open letter marketing page. To get to OLM InvestorHub, you're clicking this button right here. And now you're in OLM InvestorHub. So you can take a look, you can look at all the features, how it works, all of that stuff. If you scroll down to the pricing, you can select any product because all that you're going to do is get it right into the product page where you can place an order. The important thing, once you're here, click on Jcolby plan.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that you want. This is specifically designed for Justin. It has a lot of bells and whistles, discounted direct mail pricing, all that stuff once you're in the system. Select that, accept the terms, and then sign up now and check out. That's all you have to do.
This is the plan that I built for myself, that we built, right? That I use. And so this is why it's my plan. This is where the partnership came from. And so there is no questions. What should you do? Which plan? That's the plan, right? Absolutely. And for this cost for the next 6 months, it's ridiculous the value you're going to get. Like if you are actually marketing. So again, I mean, if you're in launch mode and you're trying to figure out how to get in this industry, I mean, is this absolutely 100% necessary? I would argue with you, no, because you just need to go get a deal. You need to door knock and knock your doors. But, you know, if you are doing any level of marketing with a list, direct mail, cold calling, text message, voicemail drops, on any level, right? This is where you need to be. This is how you cure the management component of marketing, right? And so this is, again, revolutionary. I think you're avant-garde. You're creating something that's been needed for a long time. I know you've been creating this for quite some time. We've been talking for a long time about this. Right. But man, I'm so excited that it's here. And you know, I'm going to be telling everybody about this because it is exactly what's needed for the real estate investor.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about this because, I mean, owning open letter marketing, I talk to a ton of investors around the country, and this, like you said, it's so needed. I mean, you talk to tons of investors too.
Yep.
This is so needed that's what excites me. This is why I started open letter marketing, because I want to really provide a ton of value to people in products and services that I know work and that are needed. So this is really going to take everyone right to Marketing Pro from where they are right now. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that we are closing down InvestorHub tomorrow. So we're actually leaving it open just for your kind of group and people that are watching. So this was supposed to shut down on Tuesday, but I'm leaving it open for Justin and for people that are watching. So if you want to subscribe, this is the last time you'll ever see it for this price, because we're shutting it down and we're not launching until July, August timeframe. Because we're, again, like I mentioned, we're going through and we want to hear what users want. We're further optimizing. We're really just paying close attention to everybody in the group so we can then relaunch and then blow it out of the water and just expand from there. So this is the cheapest price they'll ever see it right now. So if they want to jump in before tomorrow evening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I appreciate it. Let me see if there's any questions. If you have questions, if you are watching this live, ask your questions. If you happen to be catching this a little late, maybe it's on YouTube, maybe you've seen it in the training. I get it, but if you are live as we are recording this as a moment in time here on Facebook, let me know if you have any questions. But otherwise, you can send those questions via direct message to me. But guys, take advantage of the pricing. I mean, if you're in the game of real estate investing in a big marketing space, even if you're doing some of the cheaper list building, and even if you are driving for $1, something like this can help you organize those lists and go down that path. So, dude, as always, I greatly appreciate you. This has been awesome. I'm so excited about this partnership and to really move forward into, making those that are in the marketing space to understand fundamentally the power of management systems, processes. It takes away I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh shit, we're supposed to send out direct mail. And it's like, we're supposed to send it today and we haven't even started getting it ready. Right. And so it's just, this is so powerful, bro.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Thanks, dude. And again, justinsdirectmail.com, you go to OLM, you will be able to see Jcolby plan as you see right here on the
Yep.
screen.
You got it.